Alright, what is up, YouTube? Today's going to be the first episode of the New York Knicks, my GM. I'm very sorry, but the last episode of the Sacramento Kings, my GM, we ended up winning the championship, and I talked a little bit. Pretty much, I just kind of ended the entire series with the Sacramento Kings. I just, felt that I didn't do a great job at highlighting the things I could have done better, and I definitely emphasized some things that I did wrong. So that's kind of past me, but unfortunately that video ended up getting corrupted. The file got corrupted, so unfortunately I can't upload that for you. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it that there will be no more Sacramento Kings videos. And by the way, I'm sorry about this glare. If you haven't already noticed, I record through my phone, so I do have a glare from the light. Anyways, though, the Knicks, they want, what do they want? They want to make the playoffs, okay. I would honestly say yes to that. They're a decent team now, even though in real life they suck. They're a decent team now, and I can make them better. Sit at the top of the division. To be honest, not a great division. I think we can honestly take this division, no problem. Higher than 10, so he wants to be at top 10 for attendance. It's New York. I'm gonna, trust our fans. Not my fans, obviously. I'm a Boston Celtics fan, but the Knicks fans. And yeah, that's the budget. Pretty loose guidelines. Not really much to worry about there. But I should be hopefully getting some bigger player payrolls in there, so hopefully we can get some big key free agents. That'd be really nice. Anyways, though, I believe I've expressed my distaste with the Knicks. I just want to kind of say I don't hate the Knicks, and I may have come off as hating the Knicks. I don't absolutely hate the Knicks. I dislike the Knicks as a team, but I hate this little era they have for the past maybe 3 years. I don't even know. For however long James Dolan has been in charge, I've kind of hated them just because of James Dolan. I kind of hate James Dolan. He should be something more in the business field, like a financial guy or something like that, rather than a general manager. So I just don't like that aspect of it, of the Knicks, and that's kind of why I dislike the Knicks more than I should. Just want to get that out there. Anyways, though, like I always do, I'm going to go through, run down what, who has to stay, who has to go. Carmelo Anthony, obviously, you'd expect me to say I'm totally going to keep him, we're going to build around him. But that may not happen. Carmelo's a solid player, but he's overpaid. He's probably going to come back and either accept that player option or want more money or the same amount of money. And I'm not willing to give him that. That sucks that, he wants that much money, but he's not worth that much money. If he's not worth more than LeBron James. Hands down, he's just not worth it. So, on a team we're trying to, create championships, he may not fit in. If I can make him fit in, I'll make him fit in. But if I can't make him fit in, it's not going to happen. So I just don't want people thinking I'm going to build around Carmelo. I want to put it out there, lay down law that I mean business, and you guys should too. This obviously is a tutorial, and I'm telling you how you should run your team too. Give you some guidelines on good tips, bad things to do. And the Knicks, they're one team that has to crack down the law and either, bite the bullet and accept this player and failure or get rid of Carmelo. Personally, I think they can do a little bit of both. I think they can keep Carmelo and succeed because Carmelo is accepting that lower salary. He's kind of open to that now. But that's a story for a different day. Anyways, though, Marius Stoudemire, obviously he's overpaid. He's not worth that much money. Even if he does provide some good numbers, he's not going to be worth $21 million, and especially not for 2 seasons. So he's gone. J.R. Smith, he's a solid player. He's maybe worth a little bit less than that amount of money, but I like him, so he can stay. Raymond Felton, he can stay. He's not really getting overpaid, not really getting underpaid, so he can stay. But if he needs to be moved, he will be moved. I'm not afraid to do that. Iman Shumpert, he's another guy. Once again, maybe maybe a little bit underpaid, but he's another guy who I like and who I want to keep on this team. Gonna take a lot for me to get rid of him, especially. Tyson Chandler locked down on defense, but that's a very big salary. So we're gonna see where this goes. Maybe he won't fit in on the team in the future. I know the Knicks have a really big player payroll, but yeah, maybe I would like to get some more solid role players in there, rather who and pay them more. But I mean, you need to understand with that comes giving people minutes. That's a big thing in this new feature of my GM. You got to give people minutes, and you might piss off some players. So you don't want all-stars. All-stars expect to get starters minutes, so you can't get everybody starters minutes. So you got to compromise, and you got to overpay some players, underpay other players, things like that, and make some compromises. That's what happens when you're a GM. That's what's going to happen when you're in the game. Shannon Brown, just a big trade piece. We have Iman Shumpert and Raymond Felton. And Raymond Felton, but J.R. Smith as well. Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith. So that kind of takes away from Shannon Brown. Plus, I want to build up Tim Hardaway. That's an overload of guards, and Shannon Brown's got to go. Kenyon Martin, solid player, paid probably a little bit less than he's worth, but that's fine by me. And I want to see him stay, but who knows? Andre Bargnani, definitely got to go. 2-year contract. I can't have that. Earl Clark, I like him. Never mind. I was going to say I like him because he's a decent role player, but I looked at that salary. Never mind. He doesn't have to go, but I would like to get rid of him. Possibly get somebody who's more known or something. I don't know anything about Earl Clark, so we'll see where that goes. Pablo Prioni, I don't really care. Once again, with all these other guys, like a lot of the other teams, all these bottom feeders, no offense to call them that, but they are kind of bottom feeders. They're not really going to be moved very quickly. Maybe Pablo Prioni because he has multiple years on his contract, but I mean, to be honest with you, nothing's really going to come of these players. And yeah, I'm not really looking to move them, but the big guy we got to move is obviously Amari Stoudemire. So I'll get right on that. And hopefully I'll be able to find some solid trades. I mean, I'm looking for a player in return that's going to give me production, but not take away from other players. I'm honestly looking for another starting power forward. That would be perfect. We don't need this. We already have a center. So I mean, obviously we got Carlos Boozer in the mix there, but we don't need a center. This is just an expiring contract to go along with Tristan Thompson. I don't really plan on keeping Luol Deng. He expects starters minutes. He's not going to be getting any more minutes than Carmelo Anthony. And I want to play a better power forward than Carmelo Anthony. So I'll put Carmelo Anthony at the 3 spot, and I don't want to move him down in order to put Luol Deng at the 3 spot instead. So I got to say no to this. This doesn't do anything for me. Chris Humphries, this is a decent player who gets overpaid and I can bring back to kind of fill like a Kenyon Martin type role. Nothing really big about that. And Jeff Green, not really a super contributor, just a contributor maybe off the bench. Zach Randolph, overpaid, just swapping contracts right there. We don't need another center, like I said. Chris Bosh, once again, we do not need another center. This is kind of just getting expiring contracts. Nothing really to brag about with this. Doesn't really give us anything. I had Rudy Gay in my last GM, my last couple of videos, and I got rid of him for a reason because his production dipped, and I don't want to see that again, especially if he's going to be starting off the bench, or maybe perhaps starting shooting guard. Like I said, though, I don't want to have to move Carmelo down to the 4 spot. I want to keep him up at the 3 spot, so I don't want to move Rudy Gay to that small forward spot and have to move Carmelo down to the 4 spot. Pau Gasol, once again, this is kind of just like swapping contracts. We're not getting a whole bunch of return. Getting a very old, overpaid player who expects to get a ton of starters minutes, so I can't even use him as a backup in future years. Not a lot to talk about there. We already have an overload of shooting guards. Dirk Nowitzki, overpaid and old. Joe Johnson, overpaid. Not really that old, but overpaid. Kevin Garnett, he's just old and overpaid as well. You might look at this and think it's a decent trade, but to be honest, Danilo Gallinari and Javale McGee, they're just players who are going to give you production. They're what I call production players. and probably what a lot of other people call production players. But they're production players. They're going to give you production, but they're not really going to give you anything to brag about. On top of that, neither of them are rookies. Then again, though, neither of them are really in their prime. They're budding into their prime. So this is something that you might want to work with, but it's taking a chance because they both have pretty big-sized contracts. So I would have to say no to this. It doesn't really allow me to do a lot right now. Maybe a lot in the future, but not a lot right now. Roy Hibbert, I mean, I like Roy Hibbert, but unfortunately we already have a center. Amek Okafor, I mean, another center. They're giving us a lot of centers. I like this trade to an extent. Obviously, Serge Ibaka is a phenomenal player. He's only getting better. He's not even in his prime yet. Kendrick Perkins is just coming out of his prime. Not really bad by any means, but that contract is quite big, so I would need to trade him right after I get him. And then Iman Shumpert, he's another guy who I really don't want to get rid of. And then this doesn't do a whole lot for me. David Lee, he's a good player. He really is, but I just don't see him as that kind of all-star that we need. If you want to win games, you need usually at least two big all-stars. In this case, the other big all-star is Amar'e Stoudemire. That's kind of why I'm wanting to trade away Amar'e Stoudemire, because he's not really that all-star. He used to be an all-star, and that's kind of why they brought him in, expecting he was going to be the all-star. He was for a couple of years, and then he kind of dipped down last year and this year. So I think this is the best trade. Maybe I can try and substitute Iman Shumpert out for maybe Shannon Brown and a first-round pick or something like that. That would honestly work, I think, for both sides. We'll see, though. I just don't want to give up Iman Shumpert. He's a young player who I honestly see a lot of potential in. So Shannon Brown, and unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go for just the. We'll try and give him maybe a second-round pick. Okay, they're not interested in that. He's not really angry at me, so we can just remove the pick and give him a first-round pick, and hopefully pump it up. Okay, so we'll pump up this pick to pump up the draft pick. It does cost money, but or we could pump up the player pitch. To be honest, let's do this. Edit an offer. I don't know if that would make him angry. I think that would honestly make him really angry. I think that might make him angry. So we're just gonna add in the pick. We're gonna see what he thinks. Okay, not what he wants, and then we're gonna pump up the draft pick, and it's gonna cost money, but it's honestly something that isn't really that big of a deal. If you have the VC, then I would do it. I would advise doing it. As you can see there, I have 36,000 VC, so I would advise, if I was you, get in VC. Play games, buy a VC pack, do what you gotta do. Me, I bought the VC pack with the $10 that PlayStation gives you in the when you buy the PlayStation. They automatically give you $10 of that you can use around, and that's what I did. I bought one VC pack. Then I just used the 2K14 app on my phone to consistently keep that up at a normal rate, so I never really dipped down too low. Yeah, okay, this is going to be it for this video. Unfortunately, I did talk a lot. I kind of gave you some scenarios, possible scenarios that you could do, and I kind of messed up at the end. I went a little bit overboard trying to, sneak out without having to give up anything. But thank God I didn't catch myself and get myself in a pickle, if that's even used anymore. Anyways, though, I'm going to let the coach handle this. I'll probably make another video right after this on what exactly I'll do with this team as of rotations and things like that. That's going to be it for this video, though. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the rest of my videos if you haven't already. They're in the playlist, so they're you don't have to scroll through other channels. Make sure you share this entire channel. All right, thanks, guys.